Today, we will talk about the big topic video, the new chase of Sora. But we also prepared some news item because in 2 weeks, a lot of things are happening. And one thing that happened that was recognized a lot by the people in the AI community, let's say, that is the new release of LAMA-III. And LAMA-III is a LLM, large language model, from Meta. And we already talked about a little bit that LAMA-III is training. And the big thing for me basically is that LAMA-III is a open source model. So it's a large language model you can download. You can have it running on your own PC if you don't like to pay money to OpenAI or any other service, because you will always use that via a so-called API on the internet. But if you want to run it on your PC, you can go and download it. On the presentation, we can see a little bit of the metrics of this new model and how it, behaves in comparison to other models like Gemini from Google or Anthropix Opus, for example. So Llama is not the top-notch model, but LAMA-III, it's behaving very well. It beats a lot of the other smaller models. At the moment, it is available in 2 pieces, let's say. You can have the 8 billion parameter model that is 4.7 gigabytes when you download it, or there is a 70 billion parameter model you can download. And that's, I'm not exactly sure how big it is. I didn't download it, several more gigabytes, and you need a lot of memory to run it locally on your computer. So guys, what do you think? Is that a good news?
No, definitely good news. I think anything one can run locally on one's computer is good, but these models continue to improve to the point that, I wonder when we're going to get to, a situation where you just can't run anymore on a local machine, and you have to either lease space or have a very, very beefy machine to run it.
Definitely, yeah. If you run the bigger models, the open source models, and there are a lot of more of them, and a lot of them are trained on Llama, for example, LAMA-II or LAMA-III, it's, you need a quite big computer with a very expensive graphics board. So yeah, definitely you have to think about it. But I think what's really important here is that it comes to the people. It's not that just the big companies, and also Meta is a big company, are keeping hands on them and keep them for themselves, but they give it away, and a lot of people are using it to do research and stuff like that. So I
think it's great as well. I mean, it's great that we don't need to rely on, just like a chat GPT. If you want to do your own thing and be doing your own research on your private machine, I mean, it's amazing to have this as an option, how it's going to evolve in the future. I mean, the computer is just going to be getting better. And I think that there should always be a market for this, because not everybody wants to share all their data out there with what's going on, because that's part of what you're signing up for with some of these big programs is they're using all of that for their own research. And some people do not want that at all, especially if they're working on some things that have non-disclosure agreements and whatnot. Like technically they can't be using public stuff for that.
Well, that's a good point. People have been warned about doing that in terms of disclosing company confidential stuff via these large language models, which I think is one of the reasons too for some of these companies developing their own large language model so it runs internally.